Yeah, you know what? I like the fish banging movie, but unfortunately, it's always going to be the
Why
fish
is
banging movie.
everyone called the fish
That's what I'm saying.
It's not the fish banging movie.
Easy joke.
I've heard nothing about this movie other than fish sex outside of our review of this movie.
This is a response to what Dan Murrell just said about people not taking The Shape of Water seriously. Everyone just says it's the fish sex movie, and I have a big problem with that. First off, because I loved The Shape of Water. I have done a review on it. It was a fantastic film, easily one of the best films of 2017. It is my personal pick for Best Picture. I really hope it can get the acclaim that it truly deserves, because it's a film that is born of true, deep passion from Guillermo del Toro. His vision is so singular. He wants to get that story across and those characters and tell it in a way that strikes you as, oh, that's what this movie is really about. But people aren't taking it seriously because, one, they haven't seen it, so they're just jumping on the internet trend of, hey, it's the fish sex movie. Ha 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 ha. Let's make a dildo of what the amphibian man's penis might be. Or they have seen it and their response is, oh, that was fun, I guess, but it's kind of dumb. I mean, why would she have sex with a fish man? That's gross. That's not what the movie is. The movie is not about that. In fact, that doesn't happen until like after we're an hour into it. The rest of it, the whole movie, is about a love story for sure, but it's also about sexuality, it's about masculinity, it's about responsibility, action, and consequence. It has so many deeply layered themes that, for some reason, it is just not getting with some people. Those people that are saying that it's just a fish sex movie are not looking deep enough, are not taking it seriously. And this has happened before. This has happened for Guillermo del Toro. It has happened for a couple of other Oscar movies. It even happens with music, with artists who some people think, oh, they're just known for that one song, but there's more. There's always more if you're willing to look. Guillermo del Toro has been misinterpreted in his films before. When Pan's Labyrinth was coming out, people thought it was just going to be a straight horror movie, but it turns out that it's this gorgeous, dark fairy tale that, yes, has creatures and elements of a fantasy world, but those may or may not be real. It is left ambiguous. And then with Crimson Peak, another time people thought that it was going to be a straight horror movie. I thought it was going to be a straight horror movie, and I left the first time disappointed, but I watched it again, and it is a flawed movie, sure, but the production design and the love story at the heart of it, it's tragic, it's deeply flawed for those characters, but it's also deeply rooted in themes. That's what Guillermo del Toro does, and people need to look for that. Same way that people need to look past Brokeback Mountain as the gay cowboy movie.
That's how Brokeback Mountain became the gay cowboy movie, Hal.
Okay, well,
And it lost a Crash, Hal. That's how you get Crash.
what was Brokeback Mountain if not a gay cowboy movie?
But no, that's how everyone called it the gay cowboy movie, and no one took it seriously. And that's how mother Crash won the best picture Oscar, because everyone said that Brokeback Mountain was the gay cowboy movie, and no one took it seriously. And that's how you get Crash.
Because it is a beautiful romance and has such incredible themes of bisexuality in the 1950s and masculinity and the dissolution of several marriages. And the same thing with music. You cannot discredit Jerry Rafferty just because, oh yeah, he's that one guy who did Baker Street. No, he's also the guy that did Right Down the Line, Days Gone Down, Night Owl, Whatever's Written in Your Heart, Home and Dry, Big Change in the Weather. Fantastic songs that I love that people need to listen to. You need to look deeper. You need to understand what else is out there instead of just degrading something and forgetting the point of it just because it sounds catchy. It sounds catchy to say, yeah, it's the fish banging movie. It's the gay cowboy movie. It's the shark movie. It's easy to do that, but easy is not always the best way through. Dan Murrell has the right mentality. He takes these films seriously because they are serious films. And you need to do that. If you don't, then honestly, you don't deserve to watch them. If you cannot take them seriously when they are giving you a story that is deserving of your deeply rooted attention, and you cannot understand that, then you do not deserve to watch them. That's my response to this whole thing. Please go out and see The Shape of Water for what it is. A beautiful, beautiful film that should win Best Picture.